What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today, you guys, with another brand new review for Love at the Lockup, you guys. This is going to be season 5, episode 9, and this episode is titled Escaping Joy, you guys. So, it's Escaping with Joy. Now, before we go ahead and get into this, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop checking me out on this date and then having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and also by sharing the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this episode here of Love at the Lockup, shall we? All right, you guys. So this episode, for me, it didn't give a whole lot, but I'm going to save two people for last because two people really tried it in this episode, and I wasn't feeling them at all. So we'll start up with Melissa and Louie. So you guys know Melissa is back in Jersey and Louie is still down there. I believe he was in Marietta, Georgia. So Louie called Melissa up and he was asking her if she has Netflix, basically. And she said yes, and he asked her for the password. So Melissa's letting us know that she's getting quite frustrated with Louie because Louie is, calling her on the phone and asking her, I guess in her mind, dumbass questions, right? And then, she's also frustrated with him because, she feels like Louie is not, holding his own weight, so to speak, because she feels like Louie shouldn't be working at the pizza place, that he needs to get another job. And I was like, no, girl, what kind of job do you expect for Louie to get? The man is a convicted felon. What is he gonna get? No shade. I know felons. I know there are jobs out there that are higher, but girl, what do you want him to do? And then she was like, at one point he was like, she said that he tells her he makes like $50. He gets 50 hours in a week, or whenever he gets it. And she's like, it's not like it amounts to anything. I was like, well, damn, way to crush the man, Melissa. And I'm still so incredibly pissed that we got to look at Melissa in Life After Lockup. I just don't understand. Now, in the same episode, in the same scene, Louis is on the phone with her, and he gets to the pizza place, right? And so he gets out the car, and he FaceTimes her, right? Or gets on video chat with her. And when he did it, he's showing her this car that he's bought, and Melissa lost her shit. I was like, ma'am, at least he got away. At least he was smart enough to get around. She's like, how much did that cost, Louis? He said $5,500. I was like, for that? I was kind of with her. I was like, okay, very interesting that you paid $5,500. It's not a bad looking car, but I don't know if I would spend $5,500 for it. But hey, he did, and she's pissed off about it. Now, Melissa, you're the one that said something to him about his teeth. He ain't said shit about his damn teeth. That was your ass. Like, I don't understand why Melissa is going to Life After Lockup. So later in the episode, we see Melissa and her sister. So they went out to get massages. And, her sister has her reservations about Louis. And as she should, Louis is an addict. And Melissa's old stupid behind. She's like, no, he's not. I'm like, yes, he is, lady. You're delusional. There's really something wrong with Melissa. Like I said, I can do without Melissa. I would prefer it if I didn't have to look at Melissa. And her sister kind of broke down because I guess that the father of her child was an addict as well, and he overdosed. And I was like, oh, that's so sad. And I really felt bad for her sister. But yeah, you guys, that's all we got for Melissa and Louis. Anything else that y'all want to feel? If you feel like I missed anything, comment section below. Let's pause here. Move on to the next couple. All right, you guys, next up is Chelsea and Mikey. So I will say with Chelsea and Mikey in this episode, it wasn't a lot either, but her stuff was heavy because at the beginning of the episode, they put one of those warnings up, and I'm going to give you guys a warning. So Chelsea talked about, Rapia, right? So very heavy, and we'll get into it. Now, we pick up with those two, and so she asked him, how did things go when he talked to the baby mama, right? And so he was telling her how it went good. And then he suggested to Chelsea that they go out to eat. And so Chelsea was like, hey, we ain't got no money. I ain't got no money. You ain't got no money. Where the fuck we going to go out and eat? And so he said, well, I asked my sister for some money. And baby, why did he say that? Because Chelsea was just about as bad as Melissa was. I get that she said she wouldn't, because she said to him, oh, so your sister's taking me out. I was like, rude? His sister gave him the money, so he is taking you out. Like, the man just got out of prison. What do you expect him to do? Y'all, I like Chelsea. I really do. But there are times where Chelsea does get on my nerves. And this part right here was one of those things where she got on my nerves, right? So they did go out to eat. And so he did ask her, how did it feel to meet his daughter? And she said she loved meeting his daughter, right? And so he asked her when she goes back home, is she worried about anything? And she said yes. She's worried about him being faithful to her. She's worried about him, being around other women. She's worried about him and his ex-girlfriends. She's worried about him and his baby mama. She's worried about that kind of stuff. You guys know I don't like the word baby mama, but that's what she kept saying. So after that, Mikey is talking to Chelsea about sex, right? You guys know. Mikey wants to bang bang boogie, right? And so Chelsea is just not ready for that. And so she didn't say why in this particular scene, but she did in the next scene. Now, he asked her, has she ever dated a deaf guy? And she told him no, she never dated a deaf guy. She's preferred men with, that can hear. And then when I got back to the room, he was talking about sex again. And so in this moment, this is where Chelsea decided that she would reveal to Mikey that she was, R. If you guys can't spell, it's the R word. So she was repeated, right? And so I was like, oh, wow. Now, at one point, she did tell him, when he was talking about sex, she was like, watch a movie with the P. And I was like, exactly, or get a toy. Like, it's something. But when she told him about her her history, and she said it was with her ex-boyfriend, and I think she said she wasn't really sober, and I was wondering, I'm like, does Chelsea have a like an alcohol or even a drug problem? I don't think she's ever mentioned it. I don't think she has, but I did feel bad for her when she said that that happened to her, and I do hate that it has happened to Chelsea. I also hope that with Chelsea that she sought help from someone. I hope she's went to therapy or something, because it looks like it's something that's still plaguing her. And it also, I wonder how recent it was. That's the thing that I also wonder, is how recent was this relationship? And was it one of her kids' fathers? Ooh, I hope not. Then after that, we later see them as they went to a music store, where they sell instruments. And we found out that Mikey can play the piano slightly. And I was like, okay, Mikey. What I will say about Chelsea and Mikey, I really do like this couple. I think they are legit. And this is what I would like to see in life after Lockup. Not Melissa and Louis. I don't want to see that. But I know that the name of the game is drama, mess, dysfunction. But y'all can let me know what you think in the comment section below. And let's pause here and move forward, you guys. Ciao. Alright, guys, next up is Brittany and Kirok. Wasn't much with them either in this episode. So Kirok's mom, you guys remember, I think she had a form of cancer. I believe that's what we were told when we first met his mom. But in this episode, he's talking to his mom, and his mom is going to go get tested for fluid because she now has lymphedema, right? So Brittany and Kirok were talking about going to the doctor to learning about IVF. And Kirok doesn't want to do it. And he's talking about Brittany being 22 years old. And I was like, see, that's what I think it is. Kirok does, for me personally, I feel like Kirok looks at Brittany as if she's a young, imbecile. That's just how I feel. But I do like the fact that Kirok's mom told him, like, hey, it's not gonna hurt you to go sit down there and talk to the doctor. You might not be ready to have kids today, but if this is the person that you want to be with, and this is the person that you want to have children with, go down there to the doctor. There's nothing wrong with just getting the information from the doctor. And I was like, exactly. So we do see them as they went down to the doctor's office, right? And the doctor told them, about egg retrieval and what would happen. So with Key Rock, and I'm kind of curious why Brittany is so adamant that it's Key Rock's egg and another man's sperm. I'm kind of curious why is she feeling that way. I'm very curious about that. Why does she not want to have her own biological children, or can she not have children? I'm wondering about that. Now, what the doctor did tell them is that for Key Rock, they would have to take him off of his testosterone pills for at least 3 months, right? And so that they can do the egg retrieval. And so I do get what Key Rock was saying to Brittany as well, and the doctor, because he was talking about he does kind of want to get he wants to get his chest done. I don't know about the lower half, but he did say his chest. And so I also do get what Key Rock is saying, that he's fresh out of prison and he wants to be able to transition into being a free man and getting to know himself. So I get that. I definitely do get it, but it's just the way sometimes he talks to Brittany that I just be like, girl, I think you could do a little bit better than this. But yeah, if she likes it, I have to say I love it, right? But that's really it for Brittany and Key Rock. Like I said, you guys, the bulk of this damn episode wasn't Brittany and Key Rock. It wasn't none of these people. It was Joynomi and what's his name? Joynomi and Red, and that damn Brittany and Andy. Let us pause here, you guys, and we gonna go ahead and just move on forward, shall we? All right, you guys. So next up, we will talk about Joynomi and Red real quick, right? So Joynomi went back to the shop and picked up Red. I'm like, girl, you just look so stupid. Every time I see her, I just be like, oh, you such a dumbass. Like, you literally sold your family's heirlooms to go down here. Girl, I hope the ancestors haunt you until the end of time. I truly do. Because you did something so incredibly, ridiculously stupid as the hell. So, he's sitting with his family, right? And so they're asking him, like, hey, are you coming to dinner with us? Are you going to come to dinner tomorrow night, right? And so he's like, yeah, nah, I'm not going to come to dinner tomorrow. Because we're probably going to head back to New Mexico. And his family's like, what the fuck? You talking about you finna head back to New Mexico? And he was like, yeah, my wife, I got to go back and start my life with my wife. I was like, so when did y'all get married? Because from what we have heard, y'all don't even know each other like that. And you're definitely not married, because I don't see a ring on your finger and I don't see one on her finger. So he's telling his family to respect his wife. Excuse you, sir? No, sir, no, sir, no, sir, no, sir, at all. So Joy is just sitting over in the corner like, you ain't gonna say nothing? I was like, obviously she's not. But I did get where his family was coming from, like, especially his mama. His mom was like, look here, I came to see you when you were in prison for 10 years. This woman never came to see you, but now that you out, you can't even be bothered to spend at least 2 weeks with us, but you ready to just hop back down here with her in New Mexico within all of 2 days. You got me FUCKED'd up, right? I was with his mama. Now, I will say, part of this scene I think was a little staged. When his aunt knocked over her chair, when his cousin knocked over the chairs, I felt like that was a little staged. I really did. You guys can let me know what you think, right? But I really do feel a way about that. Because I was like, really, your mom and them, your family took time out of their lives to come and visit you in prison. And now that you're back home, you can't even be bothered to stick around just for at least a few days and get reacclimated to your family. You don't know Joy. You don't know this woman from Tom's Cat. You know what? I really just want Joy off my TV screen. I just really want her off my screen. But I know that Joy is going to Life After Lockup as well. Joy, like I said, is stupid as hell. This man is literally playing you for a fucking fiddle. And I don't feel bad for Joy at all. Like, no parts of me feels bad for Joy. Let's pause here, you guys, and wrap up the episode, shall we? All right, you guys. Lastly, Brittany and Andy. You guys, it ain't much to say with these two. Like I've said plenty of times before, when it comes to Brittany and Andy, I don't like either one of them. And they're neck and neck, right? So I can't say that Brittany's here and Andy's here. They're level with how much I don't like either one of them, and I never want to see them again. After this season, no more. Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap up Brittany and Andy, right? So you guys remember last week, she was upset because she felt like which he probably was lying, right? I'm not gonna sit here and say that I believed anything that Andy was saying in last week's episode. So she's like, well, I'm not a gold digger or anything like that. I was like, you're not a gold digger, but you're a broke ass heifer. You're a bum. You ain't got shit going for yourself. You just got your raggedy ass out of prison. So you might not be a gold digger, but you are looking for a quick buck. Like, miss me with the bullshit, Andy. I mean, not Andy, but Brittany. So he came up there on the porch where she was, and he got kind of close to her. So his arm was touching her arm, and she's like, "Wow, this is a little close." I was like, "You fat slob, why don't you just tell him that I'm not attracted to you?" Because that's really what it is. You don't like that man. Everything about that man repulses you. And I just wish that she would say that instead of finding bullshit ass reasons to be upset with Andy. Because you just don't like that man, and I just don't like you. I don't like him, and I damn sure don't like you. And that's sad that it's interesting when it comes to these two, right? One week I can see her side of things and be on her side. The next week I can be on his side and see his side of things. And I'm so tired of it because I don't want to be on either one of their side because I don't like either one of them, period, point blank, right? So she once again wants to talk about the things that he's lied about. I'm like, I'm pretty positive you lied as well. Like, Brittany, stop playing like you. That was the thing that was bothering me in this episode is the fact that with Brittany wants to pretend as if she's some little victim. And I'm like, girl, you are not a fucking victim. So she said, well, you tell me you can only get out $500 from your ATM machine. And like I said the last time we saw them, some banks don't allow you. Like I told you guys, one of my banks, I can only get out $600 or $600 or $700. I forget which one it is, but I can get out that much money from one of my bank accounts. It literally will block me. If I go to another ATM machine, I might be able to trick it just a little bit, but it'll still tell me, and then after I try it some more, it'll tell me you've reached your daily max. So call your banking institution, right? And so she was like, okay, well, you said you can get 500. Well, your bank won't let you get 500. Well, let's go get the 500. I was like, but you just said earlier you're not a gold digger, huh? And then, like I said, you're not a gold digger. You're just a broke ass person who is looking for. Because again, I know she just got out of prison. I honestly don't give a fuck that she just got out of prison. Girl, I can. Oh Jesus, please get these two off my television screen. I do not like Andy, and I do not like Brittany. Right? So Andy said, "Okay, we can go get it, but you're gonna have to come with me." So Andy went and got in the car, and she was like, "Is it safe for me to get in the car?" I was like, "Girl, get your ass in this car." He was like, "Sure, you're not gonna do anything." No. I was like, "Girl, there's a whole ass camera crew following you around. I don't think you're in any danger whatsoever. Get your raggedy ass in the fucking car and go with the man. Obviously, you need this money because you're that pathetic. So get your raggedy bum ass in the car and go get the money, bitch." Like, damn. Jesus, she got on my nerves. If you guys cannot tell, I don't like Brittany. I don't like her. I just don't like, ugh. And I don't like him either, but Jesus. So they get in the car, and I think what happened is, I think he missed his turn at one point, so he made a wide ass turn, and she was like, "Oh my God, oh my God." I was like, girl, if he wanted to take you out, he couldn't, because there's a camera crew following you. Oh gee. Brittany is putting it on for the cameras, and again, like I said, I know I can speak only for me. She's not likable. I don't like her. I want this to END. End like expeditiously end. So they got the money. She counted the money, and I was like, "Are you serious? So you really are sitting here counting this money? You look like a trick." Because I was about to say something else, but you look like a trick. You look like a trick. And so they got back to the house. When it got back to the house, she wants to pack up things and go. I would have said, get the fuck out and don't let the door hit you or the good Lord split you. Jesus. Again, like I said, we TV. Don't ever bring these two back. I don't care in what capacity. He could have another inmate girlfriend. She could have an inmate boyfriend. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to see him, and I damn sure don't want to see her. That is it, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comments section below. Subscribe to the channel, turn your post notifications on, and share the video, you guys. And until the next time, stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands, you guys. Be blessed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.